Hello, this is Iron Bill back with another video, and tonight's background play is going to be Gambit. I'll also be talking a bit about progress in the first week and things that I've discovered and things that I think are going well, and maybe some things that aren't going so well. But for the most part, spoiler alert, I think for the most part there's plenty to do. In fact, more than I can do on 3 characters. So in terms of the amount of material there is out there that's meaningful, it's actually quite a bit. Some of that requires that you focus your attention on things and ignore other things, and I guess it depends on what your priorities are. If you were, for instance, getting ready for King's Fall Raid, which was the raid that dropped on Friday, you probably wanted to level your character up and get as many good builds together as you possibly could. So that was probably your focus. If you're simply wanting to progress through the season, you might be working on your ranks, something that I'm doing, so that I get all my power-ups from the rewards list, and it will help my leveling on other things. It could be that you just want to hit all of your pinnacle grinds and actually get to the hard cap faster, and that's entirely possible. I just don't think you could do all 3 at the same time. It'd be pretty difficult, unless of course you had a group of people that enabled you to do, for instance, bounty dumps on the regular, just anytime you needed them, and I don't have that. So for me, as a solo player, I'm probably not going to get a raid that much, so I'm not going to prioritize raiding. I don't get to do a lot of dungeons and such, so I'm probably not going to prioritize that. So I decided this week to work on ranking, and I decided to rank not only my character level, but also vendors. Say, for instance, the at the helm, the new star map. I'm working on powering or leveling that up so that I can get the map pieces and find the treasures and such. And I think I've gotten about everything this week that I can get out of that. I'm about rank 13 or 14 on that at this point in time. Splitting my time between that and actually ranking up the character itself straight out, which I think right now I'm at 61 or 62. I saw a character in the game today that was at 111, and I know that that person is actually LFGing or has a crew of people that he can do the regular dumps on, or that just isn't possible, because I'm telling you, I'm playing a lot of game right now, and it's hard to imagine, because I don't have to work. I do have things I have to do, but for the most part, I get a lot of playing time in a day. And if I'm at 62, doing it on my own, 61, 62, someone that's nearly double that is going to either not have a job at all and no responsibilities and sit at the chair 24/7, or they are probably taking advantage of the the ghost and the level boosters along with other players. So anyway, enough about that. What's going well so far? Well, I started with some of it, and that is that there's plenty to do. It has been nice to be able to say, well, I'm tired of doing this for a while. I think I'll go do something else for a little bit of time. I have maintained the focus on running bounties and making sure that I have some background bounties going in everything that I'm doing at this point in time. It's kind of running me low on glimmer, but this guy just had no idea where I was. And doing 2 things at once. And boy, he got me with a fusion, I think, a linear fusion. Yeah, plank stride. No, that's a heavy machine gun, sorry. I don't know how he beat out Thunderlord, but he did. I guess he's just a better shot. Alright, so yeah, I'm doing leveling, I'm doing some playing, I'm doing different events, and for the most part, it's pretty pleasing. I will say, though, on a bit of the negative side, the 2 new events, the Expedition and the Catch Kell, are pretty repetitive. I mean, like, very repetitive. There's not much variation in them. Now, I know the Catch Kell, you have like 3 doors that you can go through in multiple junctions, but for the most part, it plays very samey. I can see that, and I'm not a person that fatigues on content all that quickly, but I can see that people are going to walk away from that pretty fast. After they get everything out of it, get all the weapons, get all the red bars that they need, um, yeah, that's going to be something that's probably going to be more sparsely populated. But here I am playing Gambit, which has basically no population at all. It's still here, so hey, who knows? Maybe people will continue to play it. Also, since Bungie's going to RNG a lot more on the attunement weapons, and there are a lot more of them to get, it's going to loop people back into these game modes. I don't think people will be so quick to get out of them. I see him up there. I know he's up there. I'm giving him some heat. And I think I work around and finally get him. Yeah. And I just decided, and just kind of shifting gears back to the gameplay here, I just decided during this game that, you know what, if they want to invade us, and it's generally how I do, you know, I'll leave people alone until they start invading us. But if they start invading us, then I don't really care. I kind of lose focus and get competitive. I think I'll make your life a living hell. I'll just go ahead and just harass you every opportunity I get. You know, unless we've got somebody that's already doing it and doing a good job. And we didn't this game. My team, our guys seemed content just to play this part of it and see that they are consistently coming after us. And you know, they want to win the game, so that's what they have to do. And I'm thinking, all right, you know, if this is how it is, this is how it is. And I don't know what he's playing with at this point in time. A guy got me with a plank before, and I'm trying to avoid getting tagged again. And yeah, it's clear now that I'm winning most of these duels. And so I decided to start actually going in after it, I think, after a bit. All right, so back to the topic at hand. The game modes, I think, will be played because there are a lot of attunement weapons, and I think it'll be a lot harder to get all of that crafted out than it was last season. Last season, if you went through the seasonal content, it wouldn't take you very long at all. You could get chests that would open up red box weapons. I mean, there were just lots of ways to get it. And I think Bungie's decided that maybe they want to slow that down a little bit and keep people in the content. I can't say I blame them. All right, so how does that play? How does it work? You know, let's talk about skill-based matchmaking in Crucible. Now, I've only done Mayhem yet, but I can see a difference already even in Mayhem. You know, I'm not getting just utterly torn apart, you know, every time I move in Mayhem. And it may be just the beginning of the season, there are more people playing, and that's entirely possible, But I do also think that the disparity of players has narrowed a great deal, and I hope that's true. I would play a lot more Control, I think, if it was a case where I didn't feel like, you know, every time I went in, I was just going to get curb stomped. I don't enjoy Crucible anyway. And to go in there and have that experience just makes it doubly bad. And, you know, once I'm in, I'm okay. You know, like if I sit down for a session, I'll normally wind up playing about a dozen games. Usually, you know, if I'm actually going to go in, I'll go grind for a while. But it's just clicking that button to say go, you know. And that's always been the hardest thing because I just hate it so much. All right, so this is winding up. And I probably ought to kind of wind this video down a little bit. I think for the most part this has been a positive addition. We'll see how the story unfolds. We'll see what the unseen map pieces do. We'll see what the artifacts do. I mean, I think the way I would describe the way things are going right now is far more throttled. Last season you could play probably, you know, 3 or 4 weeks and you'd have most of everything that you could have. You couldn't finish the story obviously until they let you get through the story, but I really think with they put a lot more RNG into the attunement weapons this time around. But they've dumped a lot more attunement weapons into the pool. Gambit here has attunement weapons now, and there are a lot of favorites. Dares of Eternity has attunement weapons now, and I like that. I like weapon crafting. I think that's a very positive thing. Yeah, got pounded by Rotten Surge, whatever that, or that, what, I don't even know what that is. Oh, it was from one of the enemies there. Yeah, bad luck there. I ran across there and didn't realize he was on my left already. I was just trying to make a break for it. It was just a bad spawn on my part. I think they got smart and actually spread out and went to the 3. I put a person in each of the spawn points and it kind of forced me where they knew they could aim. That's the way to do it, by the way. Anyway, I'm I would rank this as a pretty good DLC so far in the first week. The people I know who played seem to be enjoying it. There was a lot of experimentation yet with builds, and that's good. I've tried a few myself. I will say the Warlock arc build, the damage bug on that is a real pain. You know, it's really hard to survive, even on Expedition Normal. If you get in the middle of stuff, because you have no damage protection whatsoever, despite what the mod descriptors say. So that's kind of unfortunate for people who want to really try that out, but hopefully that bug will get squashed pretty soon. Also, grenade launchers are still for the most part disabled, and there are selected pieces of armor that I've not been able to try out yet. The new Titan exotic arms, I've not been able to try that yet. It's bugged. Unfortunately, Bungie can sometimes take weeks, if not months, to fix things, and sometimes they think they fixed it and then they haven't, and then stuff gets disabled, re-enabled, disabled again, so on and so forth. So we'll hope that doesn't happen. Anyway, I'm going to cut this off here. I want to thank you for watching, and as always, this is Iron Bill signing out.